I've been a gamer for way longer than I've been an anime fan, so when I first got into anime around 2019, instead of watching the big shows like Naruto, Attack on Titan, and Demon Slayer, which was absolutely popping off during the time, I got into shows like Sword Art, Danmachi, and Shield Hero. Now aside from the fact that these shows fall in the category of I'm 16 and this is deep, they all share one common theme: gaming. So it's only natural I find myself gravitating towards these shows, but while watching these characters explore these beautiful worlds, fighting bosses, and leveling up, I found myself wanting to do the same. So why don't I? The fast and frenetic nature of anime mixed with the interactivity of gaming seemed like a match made in heaven to me, so I started looking for a game that had similar aspects to the things I enjoyed about these shows. The most important one being an anime art style, so this meant games like Devil May Cry or Nier Automata were off the list, even though they're both heavily anime inspired games. They were just missing that 2D cel shaded look and the bug eyes the art style is known for. But I was confident I'd find something matching those aspects since the library of anime seemed endless. So it'd be the same thing with anime games, right? So at the end of my search, I found an absolutely tremendous and humongous amount of two games: Grand Blue Fantasy Relink and Blue Protocol, which at the time were nowhere close to releasing or having been absolutely murdered by their publisher. You see, in 2019, anime games were primarily dominated by turn-based experiences, visual novels, and hentai games. Like a lot of hentai games. Look, I love turn-based games now. My favorite game series is turn-based, but if you try to sit down my Fortnite-rotted 16-year-old self, it just wasn't gonna happen. Visual novels are, well, novels, so I wouldn't really classify them as games the same way I wouldn't classify reading a Twisted Journeys book as gameplay. And no, I will not be playing Senran Kagura Peach Beach Splash for more than 7 hours. Sure, there's the Tales of and East series, but the Tales of series had instance action combat in a very linear open world, and East looked dated as hell. So to my 16-year-old self, I just wrote it off for being dated. I mean, there was only one other game at the time that came close to what I wanted, Breath of the Wild, but that game was locked behind the Nintendo Switch, and I wasn't about to buy a whole new game console for a singular game, so I gave up. Felt like I looked everywhere. Oh right. During my search, I found a handful of anime games that were on my phone. Now mobile games during this time were just starting to get taken more seriously, with the release of big IPs like COD, Fortnite, and PUBG getting mobile versions pushing the limit of what was possible on mobile devices. So how are the anime games on mobile? I'll just show you.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Safe to say, these games were nowhere close to what I was looking for, and all of them fell under a category I'd never heard of before: Gacha. These games were kind of like creature collectors, but the creatures are anime girls, and the way you got them was through this loot box system, which every gamer at the time, including me, hated. To me, these seemed like very cheaply thrown together games, designed to squeeze you for every last drop of money you own. But there was one game that caught my attention: Honkai Impact 3rd. Now where did the first and second Impact go? It's best not to ask these types of questions. Compared to the rest of the competition, Honkai looked like an actual game. It wasn't a 2D auto battler, it was a full 3D hack and slash action game, something the genre was even lacking on other platforms. Hell, it even had its own official PC launcher, which was why I even ended up playing it. Not for that long, mind you, probably like a couple of days, but I enjoyed my time with it. It was just designed with mobile in mind, so this meant short levels that would get repetitive during long play sessions, and the gear progression system being locked behind the gacha was just a massive turnoff to me. And you got it twisted if you think I'm gonna spend my precious time playing a mobile game. If you ever catch me playing one of these, we've probably already crossed the pearly gates. Pearly gates? Wait, what's that sound? When I first saw gameplay of Genshin, I absolutely imploded. You're telling me that there's this new anime game with a huge open world, engaging action combat, RPG mechanics, and multiplayer all at my favorite price tag free? Genshin was the first of its kind in this genre. Nothing else at the time captured the polish and scale that this game had. Except Breath of the Wild, but we don't talk about that part. I was desperately craving for a game like Genshin, and I thought that this game would occupy my time while I waited for these ones to come out. But after a couple of weeks with the game, the cracks started to show. For starters, the game had a very small amount of story content at launch, with dialogue so mind-numbing that I ignored most of it. Combat was fun at first, but became dull once you realized that you're just mashing the attack button over and over again while waiting for your skills to charge up or come off cooldown. The only engaging part of the combat was the elemental reactions, which added some depth, but in order to proc any of these elements, most characters have to use, you guessed it, their skills. except for a few exceptions. But out of all the problems I had with the game, none of them came close to the hatred I have for time-gated content. Picture this, you just finished exploring the 2 zones, collected every last one of these floating orbs to max out your stamina. What is there left for you to do? You could level up your characters. Oh wait, the essential materials you need are tied to this stupid ass energy system. Okay, I'll just go grind domains for better artifacts. Psych! Better cough up that resin. Fine, I'll just level up my weapons and character skills. Oh wait, you need this specific item to level up a skill. Well, you're shit out of luck, because that item is only available on 2 days of the week. Oh, and you're still gonna need this. This singular mechanic is what killed the game for me. You couldn't just grind the game at your own pace, instead the game would control how much you could progress in a certain amount of time. This led to play sessions feeling more like a job than an actual game, forcing you to log in daily just to make sure you don't miss out on a resource that you desperately needed. Add the gacha system on top of this, which was the only way to get new characters and good weapons, and the whole thing just screamed, "Give me your money." So I stopped playing. I would hop on every once in a while just to see what was new, but I never stuck around for long. It was just a shame too. Genshin was revolutionary at the time, not just for mobile games, but anime games as a whole. It set the bar high for what an anime game could be, and its success showed that there was a market for high budget anime games like Genshin. I just hope future game devs would take the game's strengths, all while ditching the predatory monetization and FOMO mechanics. But I'm sure later down the line we'll be flooded with fully fledged high budget PC and console experiences. Let's just give them a couple of years. I'm sure someone will take a crack at it. Alright, it's been a little over half a decade since Genshin. Let's see what we got. Ooh, this one looks sick. Kinda looks like a blend of GTA with some supernatural themes going on. This one seems to be doing the same thing, but they have the web swinging mechanics similar to Spider-Man. I gotta check this one out. And holy shit, this one looks so good. The graphics, animation, the whole Victorian setting looks sick. Oh, and it seems like I can pre-register for the game. Say less. Choose a platform? Wait, iOS and Android? Don't tell me. Oh no! What about the other two? That's fine, these are just upcoming games. I'm sure the ones currently out will be... Well, it seems like game devs did exactly what I was hoping they'd do, take Genshin as a template and make their own games around the parts that made it great. Now this sounds all handy dandy now, doesn't it? Except for the fact that they took every element that made that game bad. Energy systems, little to no content at launch, and that godforsaken gacha system, where once again is your only way to get new characters and weapons. You know, the whole appeal of these games. Now I'm not trying to paint it as if we haven't got any good premium releases in the last couple of years. Off the top of my head, we got Tales of Arise, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, and Metaphor ReFantazio. But for every one of these premium titles we get, I feel like 5 new gacha games get announced or released. But why? Why are we getting more gacha games than AAA experiences? Money. Oh boy, is it money. Despite most gamers hating gacha, the market is huge, bringing in literal billions of dollars a month. Genshin made $1.9 billion in its first year alone, 19 times the amount it cost to develop and market it. In 2.5 weeks, Withering Waves made over 800 million won, which when converted is about $8 USD. These games print money, and unlike their one-and-done counterparts, these games will continue to print money well after their release. And some of the bigger companies are starting to take note, to the point where they're taking a crack at the gacha market. The first truly new Persona game in 9 years is a mobile gacha spin-off. The creator of the Danganronpa series helped create the world and setting for, you guessed it, a gacha game. And one of my most anticipated games ever, Blue Protocol, which got shut down before it even made it to the West, got revived as, you guessed it, a gacha game. This influx of gacha games is genuinely so mind-boggling to me. Like guys, I thought we were against loot box mechanics. Who is funding and playing these games? Wait, why am I playing these games? Truly open world anime games are practically non-existent outside the gacha sphere other than like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Despite how much I enjoy the East series for its action combat, it comes nowhere close to the fluidity and polish of games like Withering Waves or Zenless. And you bet your ass I'm gonna be there when Blue Protocol Star Resonance launches, because there is no other game on the market that does what this game does. And this is the main reason why I think me and many others put up with gacha games. It's because these games are the only ones filling out these niches, and if not, they're doing it better than the competition. If MiHoYo's next game really is taking a crack at the Pokemon formula, then I almost guarantee It's gonna look and probably play better than whatever the hell Game Freak is cooking up nowadays, but it's gonna be a gacha, so that knocks it down from a potential 10 out of 10 to like a 5 out of 10. As much as I've been hating on gacha games this whole video, I'm not exactly calling the game part bad. Some of these games genuinely have fun gameplay, interesting worlds, and good stories. Yes, the Gunner game with hypersexualized women has a good story, fight me. These games also keep pushing the medium forward creatively, with each new project having better visuals and more fluid animations than the last. That said, you can definitely feel how a lot of these games dumb down their gameplay to suit mobile play. Combat systems are often streamlined to like 3 buttons, sacrificing depth for accessibility, and gameplay loops are designed around short, repetitive play sessions. I mean, it makes sense, these are mobile-first experiences, but it does hold them back from being truly great games rather than polished gacha machines. Speaking of gacha, that's where these games really start falling apart. Locking characters and gear behind a loot box system is just something I can't get behind. Like, I get it, they're free to play live service games, they need to make money somehow, but this is just evil. Like, EA levels of evil. The sad part is it's not going to get better anytime soon, with some gacha games pushing the limit just to see how greedy they can get. And with the projected growth of the gacha market, soon every new anime game might be a gacha, and I fear in a couple of years we're going to see a meltdown similar to what's currently happening in the live service space, with too many games releasing fighting for everyone's attention, and where one game succeeds, a handful of games don't. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom for anime games. While most new anime games we get are gachas, we still get some good premium titles every once in a while. Like, to name a few, we got Scarlet Nexus with its smooth and flashy telekinetic combat, Metaphor Refantasio for its thought-provoking story, and Relink, which I will say is the closest thing we got to a gacha-like grind that isn't in a gacha game, since you have to level up each individual character in your party, equipping them with better gear and sigils, which is this game's version of Genshin's artifacts. With upcoming releases, we got the Trails in the Sky remake coming out this September, which looks so goddamn good, and for the love of God, if this game isn't on your radar, put it there. As someone who's gone back and played the original 2004 game, I'm telling you, this shit slaps. And with it adopting Daybreak's hybrid combat system, it's a good way to get into turn-based games if you're on the fence about them. And even though Blue Protocol got revived as a mobile game, I've heard it's actually better than the original game, offering more content and better progression systems even in its current beta stage. And all the gear and items are earnable through gameplay, with none of that energy system BS getting in the way aside from trade skills like mining and gathering. But none of these games come close to the absolute bombshell dropping on June 25th. Uma Musume Pretty Derby. Man, they really got a gacha game for everything, huh?